Good morning, people. Wait a second, let me check here on YouTube. Yeah, it's live. It's live. Yeah. Hi, good morning. How are you guys doing? There's something here under the table that's not supposed to be here. Go away. You are not allowing my leg to go straight. Hi, Douglas. Good morning. How are you? Long time no see, long time no talking. I saw you the last time was when? 2016 or something like this? How are you doing? So, people, I was wrong. I was definitely wrong. And I'm going to explain why the title of the live stream is this. Because today I was talking to my student and we were discussing about something um, very common that happens to people. That is like people getting offended or the way we talk, we're not talking properly to people. And I was like, why is it happening? Wait a second, I'm just sharing with some people this live stream and I'm going to explain properly what I am talking about. You don't understand English? I thought you spoke English. When we were together, I really thought you could speak English. At that moment, didn't. I don't remember. It's been so much time, so long time ago. So, okay, let's get into business. The ones that don't speak English, I hope you guys learn English because, like, I teach, so you can learn from what I teach, from my content, and stay here because understanding a language is not in the brain. You don't have to decode the words, but you understand the intention, the frequency, what's being said. As today, I was talking to this student of mine. She was speaking in Japanese with her grandchildren. And I was like, wow, this is so much interesting that I wrote about that. And this is actually true that you don't have to understand the word, you don't have to understand that code because when it's communication, you understand the intention of the speech, of the sentence, what is being said, not by the words, but by the intention, as I explained in the other videos about the intention. So, hi everyone. Share this live with people that speak English. Yes, English speakers in Brazil, outside, the ones that you know. That is. Ay. People are shy of admitting that they made a mistake. Why? Because of low self esteem. I was trying to understand or to remember what had happened one time that I was talking to somebody and explaining to this person some mistake, some problem, and the person really got upset, got mad because I was explaining this, and someone said that it was the way I was speaking, the way I was talking, that I was trying to teach the person. And when people listen to somebody teaching them, they close themselves. And I was thinking, I was like, that can't be true. That can't be the way I talk. Because, like, I teach communication. I really teach this way of expressing, of being able to deliver a message for the person to understand. And that question mark was in my head. And then I share this with a person that also, my student, she's also like this. She addresses a problem, teaching the person. She tells the problem, tells the reason, and explains why and how not to make the problem happen. And then she said, Karini, teacher Karini, she calls me teacher Karini, this is an issue of self esteem. Because people, when they have low self esteem, doesn't matter, doesn't matter what you say, they will feel like you're criticizing them. It does not matter how you say, how you address something that is a problem, a minor problem. They will understand this as a complaint, that you are complaining about something, that you are criticizing them. Even a small detail of something that is negative, they will take it as a critic, take as criticism. I have a video in Portuguese on my YouTube, and I was talking about self judgment. How you make the speech of a person sound like the person is judging you. It is not that the person is judging you, it's because you are judging yourself. When you are interacting with people, many times you listen to what the person says, but you have a filter. The the message comes, but it is filtered by your own understanding. So when you have this filter and your filter is dirty with your own self judgment, you will stain the message. It comes pure message. Here is your filter. And this filter here, it needs to be clean and clear so the message can come into you clearly and purely. But if over here in this filter you have self judgment, you have your own thoughts of yourself, and you have already negative thoughts about yourself, that you think that everything is bad, I am not enough, I need to prove myself right, I need to do all of these thoughts that you have of yourself over here in this filter will make the message to be dirty. So a person tells you an issue, a situation, sometimes it's not even your fault, but over here you already have this thought about yourself in this future, that anything that someone is saying to you that is wrong is your fault because you never do anything right. And normally this future starts to be formed when you were a child, and people are telling you all the time and giving you these judgments, saying that you never do anything right, you don't know what you're doing, everything is your fault. And you keep these sentences here in this filter, and a person that has nothing to do with your thoughts, because the outsiders, the people that are talking to you, they have nothing to do with the thoughts that you have about yourself. Okay, so when someone is talking to me, I don't care what they are thinking, and what I am thinking is not their problem. So I needed to understand clearly the message, but this message will not be understood clearly if my thoughts are influencing, if my filter is making it be dirty. Imagine that you are filtering a coffee, and the filter in that coffee, the filter, you already have a dirty filter. You know, in Brazil, we use coffee filters, but it's a fabric. It is like cotton, a cotton filter, and normally we filter the coffee and then we wash it. And imagine that in that filter you have coal inside. Coal, the thing that you put to make fire. And then you filter coffee. Do you think that when you have the beverage over there, that's not gonna be pure? That's not coffee. What I put over there, that I put pure coffee, now is dirty because the filter was dirty. But it's not my responsibility to clean your filter. It's responsibility of mine to clean my own filter. So when you are listening, hello, welcome. When you are listening to people talking, when you start to get triggered, when you start to get upset, understand, hey, hey, my feeling now is because of the message or because of my filter that is already dirty, of my own thoughts, of my own self judgment? Is it what the person is saying or it is what I am thinking? Because over here, the person is saying one thing and then it goes through and it mixes. It mixes. And when it comes here to the understanding, because this is the understanding, this is the message, this is your filter, and this is the understanding. And then when the message goes and gets dirty in the filter and you get to the understanding is completely different of what the person actually said. And then the communication is not clear. So uh, understand one thing. When someone is talking to you, if you are the kind of person that cannot sit and have a conversation about the situation and explain and understand an explanation, think, why is that every time I am wrong? Why is it that every time things are bad? Because when you understand that it's not what the person is actually saying, it's what you are understanding, you will have a better view of life. You will be able to understand without getting upset, offended, angry, annoyed by what the person is saying. Because you understand the message, you do not take that feeling that is not actually there, that you are making it to be dirty. Okay, here's in Portuguese. This filter will filter words, gestures that will make us have a certain understanding of what is being said. But even if I don't know with words, with keywords, there is an understanding. Yes, 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 yes. You understood. You understood, Douglas. You understood. See, Douglas has just said here that he doesn't speak proper English. And I told him that like the understanding, like when you are listening to a language, this is a teaching of mine. When you're learning languages, you don't have to understand the words, decode the words, you understand the intentions. But here now, I'm not only talking about language. I'm going to speak a little bit in Portuguese. The ones that do not understand Portuguese, stay with me, stay with me. Sim, Douglas. Esse filtro vai filtrar palavra, gesto, tudo. E aí você vai ter um entendimento. Sim. Mesmo com palavra-chave, você vai ter o entendimento. Mas a questão é o seguinte: quando uma pessoa está falando algo com você, e se o seu filtro estiver sujo com o seu auto-julgamento, você vai entender misturado com aquela coisa nojenta de: "Ai, eu tudo que eu faço tá ruim, tá tudo errado". Eu estou explicando sobre a pessoa que tá falando sobre um problema, tá falando de um problema pra você, e aí o que você entende é que a pessoa tá te criticando, porque já tem aqui um filtro seu, que você não tá, na verdade, entendendo a mensagem. Você tá misturando com algo que já tá em você, negativo, que você já pensa sobre você, e aí você entende que toda vez que alguém fala sobre uma coisa que nem que seja um pouquinho negativo, a pessoa tá te criticando, a pessoa tá reclamando, a pessoa tá fazendo você entende isso, porque tá sujo. Você entendeu muito bem, parabéns, ótimo. Back to English. Back to English we go. So, what does it have to do with self-esteem? The communication. One time I said the first step to learn communication is understanding self communication. I will understand with an opinion because I already have an opinion about someone or something. Exactly. When you put aside your opinion, when you put aside your thought, you put it. You understand purely. Pure. Just it's pure. And you don't have to take your opinion and mix. You understand purely. Your opinion is in the exit, not in the entrance. In the entrance, your opinion is not in the entrance. Only when you are speaking. So you speak with your opinion, but you listen purely. You understand purely without opinion. With opinion, you speak. You listen without your opinion. So the self Communication is the way you address yourself. I'm good. I know what I'm doing. I love to learn. The way you think about yourself. Because the people will talk to themselves and be like, I'm dumb. I'm so stupid. I'm ugly. Self negative self talk. Negative self talk. And because of this, when you communicate with yourself in a bad way, when you listen to people talking to you, you think that they are speaking the same way that you're speaking to yourself. So there is this noise in the communication. When inside of you, inside of your head, inside of your heart, you are not good, every time people talk to you, you think that they are thinking something, but the thought is yours, not theirs. Do not assume thoughts. Your assumption of what people are thinking is completely incorrect. Remember this, your assumption about the thought of somebody else is completely incorrect. There isn't. There isn't. You should not try to assume what the person's thinking because your thoughts about somebody else is based on your thoughts. Only you know what you are thinking. Mom joined. Hi, mom. Good morning, mom. How are you, mom? There are. Mom doesn't speak. Okay, Douglas, you understand a little English, or you understand English anyways, but my mother, she does not. But here, if you guys understand and want to help, yeah, you can put on the comments key words, key parts of the sentence. So yeah. Hello. I really wish God, God, God. God or good? Are you trying to say good or God? Anyways, the self esteem. The self esteem is very important. Self esteem is how you see yourself. The self esteem is how you deliver yourself to yourself. Who am I? I am who I say I am. It's literal. I am who I say I am. Period. I am who I say I am. Okay. I am good. I am smart. Good. Now, if I start to talk to myself, I say, I am dumb. I am stupid. I am. Anything that you say, that you state that you are that thing. Doesn't matter if you are kidding, doesn't matter if you don't want to be. When you say that you are something, you are that period because only you can make yourself be something or someone. So if you have to understand here, if in your childhood somebody told you that you always do things wrong, you always annoy people, that you shouldn't be talking so much, all of these things, all of these things that people tell you, that people talk to you like in the childhood, and you keep it in your mind, you have to understand that, is this true? Do I want to be like this for my life? That people are creating a kind of trauma, a memory in your head that you are like that? Is it true? Because when you become an adult, you can choose if you're going to make these statements true or if you are going to be yourself, because these things are outside. People from the outside are telling you. People from the outside. But when you already have awareness and consciousness and you understand that those are thoughts that other people put in your head, those are thoughts, those are concepts of yourself that were not built by yourself. Now you have to understand how to deconstruct that. So you will have a good interaction with others. You will interact with other people in a way that even if they criticize you, that is not going to make you upset because you're going to analyze. Is this true? Good. If it is true, I'm going to work on it. Is this a lie? Is this untrue? Okay, so I ignore it because you are not gonna, as I say, the label. If it is good or bad, it's you putting the label on it. All of the labels that, it's a good criticism, it's bad criticism. Criticism is criticism. And what is criticism? Now, is the person complaining? It's an observation, a request. What is this? When you understand purely, when your future is clean, it doesn't matter what the person is saying. You will understand the message completely and purely without your self judgment, because most communication problems is that one person is taking all of the message and staining with their self judgment. So if you start to talk and explain something to someone, they're gonna think, the ones that have self judgment, they're gonna think that you think that they are stupid, they are dumb, they know nothing. So you think that I am thinking something. So you start to think about the thought of another person. The thought of the other person is irrelevant to you. Remember this. Stop thinking that someone is thinking something. Don't think that someone is thinking something. Again, stop thinking that another person is thinking something. If you want to understand what the person is thinking about, the meaning, why the person is saying something, ask. Ask a question. What do you mean by that? Good question. What do you mean by that? What are you thinking about? But ask purely the question, because you don't know the thought of another person, and your assumption of the thought of the other person is completely wrong. You don't think that someone is thinking something, because your thought on what the other person is thinking is your self judgment. Nobody's thinking anything. Nobody's thinking anything. So if I start to think about what you think, it's my thought. It's my thought. Not even you know that I am thinking that you are thinking what I'm thinking. See how complicated it becomes when you start creating all of this situation, all of this scenario, all of these thoughts that do not exist. It becomes so complicated that I think that you are thinking that I am thinking that. Look how complicated it is. But all of this is your thought, your own imagination. So you hear a message, but you don't listen to it, because this is just a noise. Because what you are listening to actually is the dirt that is coming from your own understanding and self judgment. The understanding that you are having over here is not what the person said, it's what you think the person meant. See how bad it becomes that you only understand what you think what that the person meant, instead of understanding the message. This is why when I say I was wrong and someone says, Karin, you are wrong. Okay, when the person comes to me and says, Karin, you are wrong. First thing, you do. Why? How? Can you explain to me? Can you teach me? I was wrong. Okay, explain to me why I was wrong. Question. You ask a question. You don't start judging the person because the person said you were wrong. You ask questions. And if you still have doubt, ask more questions. Now, if the person that said that you were wrong only wanted to trigger you, they will get triggered by your questions. You see, a person with a pure future doesn't have a problem to talk to a person with a dirty future. It's not the pure person that has the problem. It's just that they shouldn't be willing to talk to a person in a dirty future because it is useless unless the person themselves with a dirty future decide to clean themselves. Your conversation is irrelevant. If you even if you try to explain yourself a million times, the person will not understand. And the person will always think that you are thinking something. So, an advice for both pure people, don't when you realize that the person is having a understanding that is being stained by their own self-judgment, stop speaking. Don't say anything else. Leave the place because it will only cause problem to you. Because you're gonna keep talking and the person will keep understanding what you meant that is based on their own thoughts, and you're not gonna be able to express properly because they are not understanding properly. Now you, the person that has a dirty filter, clean yourself because when you have all of these thoughts already in your head, in your filter, that everything that you hear people are telling you that you are wrong, that you are not purely listening to the message, that you are looking for the hidden meanings in the message, that you want to see that the person wants to harm you, those thoughts that you already have, get rid of it. Really get rid of it. Because you see that people will often avoid. You see that people will often avoid getting into difficult subjects with you. Let's check if you are this kind of person. People do not get too deep in topics with you. People don't ask you too many questions. The people do not open themselves about deep things that they have with you because they have already realized that you don't understand completely the meaning of things that are meant to be understood. You are only in the superficial layer. You cannot go deep because if you go deep, those thoughts of self judgment will start to stain the conversation. So, if you realize that you are this kind of person that all the time thinking about what the person is thinking of you, clean yourself and stop trying to guess what somebody is thinking. Stop trying to change yourself to fit into the person's mind. Because if somebody's thinking something, they will say, or you ask. Do not assume a thought of another person. This is a big mistake today. I am explaining this. Take this for today. Don't assume the thought of another person. Don't assume. Ask. Ask. Okay, Jose, you need to start work. Yeah, have a good work for you and take this for you, for your life, for your day. If you are in doubt about what the person meant, ask. Make yourself clean. Understand the message. Do not try to make the message mean something that actually doesn't mean. You are thinking negatively of yourself. This is why when somebody tells you that you were wrong and they start to explain you why and how to do it to be correct, you are going to think, you think I am dumb. So I assume that you think that I am dumb. No, you don't think that I am dumb. You don't think that I'm stupid. You don't think anything about me because these thoughts that I think that you are thinking about me is me thinking about myself. Hi, Esther, how are you? If I think that I am dumb, I will think that you are thinking this. If I think that I don't make sense, I will think that you are thinking that I don't make any sense. And when I repeat the thoughts, I become what I think about. I become because I am me. Nobody has responsibility over my own thoughts of myself. So you're gonna get triggered because of your self-esteem. What is the meaning of this? Self-esteem. What is this? Ah, self-esteem is how we value and perceive ourselves. Self-esteem is confidence in one's own worth, abilities, or morals. Self-esteem is the way you see yourself. It's the way you see yourself. Let's say self mirror. It's the way you are for yourself. It's your self esteem. And you have to understand your self image. So you understand what a person is telling you purely. Otherwise, there is a problem in the communication. And the problem is not in the person that is speaking, but in your filter. Your filter is dirty, and you think that the person is thinking something. The person is just saying something purely, and you are thinking that the person means something completely different, but it's your thought about yourself. I think they will think I'm stupid. No, you don't think they will think you're stupid. You think that you're stupid. I think they will get annoyed. No, you think that you are annoying. You don't think they will think, because they think nothing. Nobody outside of you think nothing, because all of the thoughts are yours. They are thinking this, they are thinking that. They are thinking nothing. You are thinking because your thought, because it's your thought that is making you think that somebody else is thinking something that's not. So when somebody says that you are wrong, open your ears, clean your filter of everything that I do is wrong. Nobody values what I do. They think that I am stupid. Clear. Just like, learn to listen. Learn to learn. Clean the filter. Listen without putting your self judgment in the words of the person. Be pure and humble. Be pure and humble. Be clean. Because you are making it bad for yourself. You are making these own thoughts for yourself. You are poisoning yourself with your own thoughts of yourself. So clean yourself and listen and understand purely what the person is telling you. Don't think that the person is telling you to say that you are dumb, but when they are explaining something, if there is an explanation, be grateful that the person is not just telling you something and not giving you an explanation, because it's very easy when somebody says, don't do that. But when you ask why, they don't know how to explain. Most people do this. So that's it for today. I'm just telling you to understand that the communication is the most important is self communication. When you talk to yourself, whatever you think of yourself is what you think that the other is thinking. The other is not thinking anything. You are projecting your thought in the head of a person that is. You understand how delusional is it? It's so delusional that you think that somebody's thinking something. No, no. Guys, do you have any questions about this? I'm gonna give time for you to ask questions if you want to ask questions. If not, I am going to end right now. Ah, I'm so glad, and I'm so glad for my students that they, especially this student of mine that reminded me about the issue of the self-esteem, how the person see themselves, that is the important in the communication. Because I had forgotten, when you are the subject, sometimes you need a reminder and you need to be open to receive the reminder. You need to be clear. You need to be clean to receive the reminder. And I was like, blessed is she, because she just threw on me a reminder that I was like, she said, I would not change the way I'm talking to everyone. Like I talk to one person one way, another person another way, another person another way. I don't keep changing. I talk the same with everybody. And I was like, yeah, that's true. We talk the same with everybody. And just like the problem is self-esteem. I was like, dude, true. Thank you for reminding me. That's not what I'm saying. It's what the person is thinking of themselves that is staying in the message. You have to have a solid thought about yourself so you can have a pure conversation. You have to understand yourself and your own thoughts to be able to understand what the people are telling you. So, since there are no questions, I thank you guys for being here and remember about that. Keep that in mind. Okay? See you guys in the next time. See you guys and take care. Thank you, Douglas. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Nuanco that was here, Jose, and Mom, many people that joined also. And thank you all for being here. Thank you. Bye bye.